All right, guys, we're back with the final loop. Um, just doing some prep work right now. We got Mako on the squad. Love to see it. Jimmy's in action too. So it's looking good so far. He's planning stuff that's above my paid rate because I don't fully know what he's doing fully. But yeah, let's just see what Haruaki's up to. I had another actor now. All that was left now was physical labor. I continued hauling the rocks. After all, I didn't know just how deep this hole was or how many rots there were left, digging out God, quote unquote. Nothing would be stupider than running out of time at this point. Even if there was nothing there at the end of this, I had to find out as soon as possible. The answer to one of the final two mysteries had to be right here. And if it was exactly what I expected, I could get a weapon to finally get the better of God. My hands hurt, and the dusty cave made my eyes and throat feel unpleasant, but strangely enough, I felt vigorous. Strange, considering that nothing much had changed from how it was in the morning. It's the Mako buff. I didn't forget to drink and eat. Mako ate the bread, so I had to make do with what I usually did. I wanted to eat veggies and meat, I wanted to rewatch some DVDs and flashes. I had to get some new shoes and get a good shelf in my room. As I worked, my mind was filled with unrelated ideas. In that case, I had to return and get myself some good money. Get the good moolah. These thoughts raised my total motivation a lot. I'd solve this. I'd end this. I'd go back. I'd given myself a really long vacation here. Now I wanted to stretch, hop on my bike, and get on the slow road back home. I'd go back like I came, alone. Yeah, they kinda sort of ended it with Shimmy, but we're not fully sure, I think. Even so, I'd lost the emptiness by then. In the afternoon, there was a period when it was a bit sunny here, but as the evening came, that faded too. Bro's been digging and moving rocks the whole time. There'd be rain tonight. I didn't want to lose my stuff to a flood, so I put it all in a waterproof bag and went back to work. My fatigue was at its limit. Even so, I continued digging and tossing aside the rocks. It continued until after nightfall. But then there were no more rocks. Damn, that took a whole fucking day. Instead, there was a layer of sand. A round two, huh? The ancient people sure were clever. But I was close. I was sure of it. For now, though, I would rest. Normally, this would be the time I'd be getting myself drunk silly at Jimmy's or at the officer's place. Okay, so we're right where we usually start, or a little past that. But then I really didn't expect that I'd end up doing public works here. The fatigue and muscle pain were just murderous. Okay, buddy, you gotta save Japan. Gotta toughen up right here. But I was so fulfilled that I found it kinda pleasant. I slept within the cave. Okay, feast is almost starting. Better get our aids in a basket here. The next day, I woke up with such brutal muscle pain that I couldn't even move. I hadn't been like this since 2 years ago when I'd gone skiing for the first time. I had no choice, so I spent around 30 minutes stretching, then left the cave. I charged my phone with a disposable battery and checked the time to find out that it was 6 in the morning. I had about 10 hours left. I'd find it. I have no idea still what he thinks God is or what's happening right now. I began digging through the sand. I dug. I examined the sand for anything significant. I couldn't throw away the sand, so I pushed it to the side. If I didn't find anything, I might have had to use the sand itself as proof of divinity. But does Jan pretend to be like a supernatural / religious figure going into the feast? It turned out that I didn't have to worry. After a few hours, I finally found it. It's not going to show us until it matters, I bet.
ようやく。はい、
Or,
神内様。
or?
いや、その名は、あなたに対する冒涜だ。あなたは、こう呼ぶべきですよね。狼様。
Deep within the parted sand, I faced the thing inside. It was a skull. A human skull, pure white and without a single scratch on it. It was most definitely divine.
日の目を見るのは少し後かもしれませんが、すぐです。ご家族ともども、もうしばらく。
Who's this supposed to be, man? I'm so confused. I carefully pushed it to the side, then began digging again. A hit. I found more and more bones the more I dug. There were 3 skulls in total. I didn't know if it was all the sand here or the dryness of the place, but despite being 6 centuries old, they still kept their original shapes and glittered like sacred ashes. If I wasn't careful, I could break them. But I felt like I had to beg these Ukami-sama for strength. The strength to kill them. And
あった。
I found it. A relic left by these Ukami-sama. I was certain of my victory now. I gently returned the remains of the soon-to-be etched gods to the sand and left the cave. Okay, the thing that matters, he won't show us, so I was kind of right. I was finally at the decisive moment. The preparations were complete. Now I needed to create a good, no, the best ending. Then first step, to stop the people of Yasumizu from killing each other in the feast. I would call it I'm Not Afraid of Wolves. Starring Haruaki Fusashi, co-starred by 2 ladies that happened to join in. See, Meiko's part of the gang, maybe. I would put up a good fight. And kill God. Why is Rikako not there? It's because she's pissed at us that we keep stopping her dream, man. Yo, she knows the song! Nice. Tell me Rikako just didn't properly teach her before?
メイコちゃん、おいで。
Fate Haruaki. I was trying to say, why is his name questioned, but...
芹沢千恵美。
That is not us. She put out a gun and pointed it at me. Her eyes were those she had when looking at God. It was made even worse by the fact that she saw God in herself too. Okay, maybe it is us. Okay, I thought it wasn't, but it's our POV clearly. That would be over soon.
まだその時じゃない。ごらん、皿の中から霧が今にも溢れようとしている。それこそ僕が望んだ。
No, I mean, it doesn't... Okay, no, it's not Haruaki. I thought maybe it was, since it's his POV, and we never really switched like that, but... Well, we did in the first route.
みんなを呼んでおいで。
どうするつもりで。
すべてを終わらせるのさ。さあ、行って。
Or is it him? I don't know.
メイコはこっちへ。
This time Chimmy didn't stop her. She just silently turned around.
このお面かっこいいだろ。
Oh, he's wearing the skull, maybe? Or the wolf mask, actually.
手伝ってくれるかな。
No, it's definitely... I think it's definitely Haruaki. Chimmy just bugged my mind.
いい狼さんごっこ。僕が肩を叩いたら狼さんの鳴き真似をして。ワンワン。ワオーンだ。
あwoo. Perfect.
そうしたらみんなびっくりするぞ。
よくわかんない。
じきにわかるさ。さあ、みんなが来るのを待とう。
So we're bringing them here before... I mean, obviously you have to start it before the feast starts, but we're bringing them as the mists come in. to pretend we're God, but like fake God. I don't know. They gathered.
ああ、本当にちょうどいい頃合いだ。
The mist had passed the cliff, and mixed with that evening sun. The northernmost part of Yasumizu settlement bordering on the Bloodwater Rapids, the graveyard of the Hanging Pine. This was the scene of their original sin. It was a scene necessary for their death. What's up? What's up, guys?
そんな
Osato!
嘘だろ。
神様。
なんだそれ。
They'll give us a CG maybe, or at least show us what Haraki looks like right now.
わお、すげえ。
Ochi would love it. They were scared. They were humbled. They knew. The god within them wouldn't allow them to look away.
てめえは何者だ。
Even so, some tried to resist. This was a very wrong thing to do, so they couldn't even begin to do that. Resisting was a bad thing.
狼来たの。
Wonder what he's thinking, man. Strangely enough, he ended up not being wrong.
連れてきました。
ありがと
Now,
う。いやあ、安水の皆さん。
I thought long and hard about this, but I decided to go with whatever felt natural. So we're gonna pretend to be God and tell them that the feast is a farce by the head families? I guess is the plan?
僕はよもつ狼です。
But how do we? I guess the next step would be telling the Hidoruma off or something. I spoke using modern language. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. Is that the OG Wolfmaster guess? He does look very mystical right now. Though obviously with the leather jacket and stuff. That's a little out of place, but... With the evening mist and sun behind me, I began talking while wearing the 6th century-old relic.
夕霧立つこの日、皆さんは宴の支度をして眠る。そして明日より、皆さんの中に紛れた僕らを探してくくろうとする。
Good job, Meiko. I lightly tapped Meiko's shoulder. As expected, everyone shook like struck by lightning.
失礼。妻はちょっと別の用があって後から来ます。
Because there's 3 wolves, and that's our child wolf.
そして僕らは皆さんの先祖から受けた最古の恨みを晴らすため人よに人。
恐ろしい。
そう皆さんは先祖代々教わった。そう皆さんは
We're breaking the chain of tradition. Let's go.
やめてもらいたいので今日は来ました。読み意味の宴はもうしないでください。
God says so. Oh. Their faces were exactly what I expected.
そんな絶望したような顔をなさらないで。読み意味の宴なんて僕らは初めから望んでなかったね。
She's killing it. Ad-libbing it, eh? I like the improvision, man.
神様、私は明大の山脇と申します。
ええ、知っていますよ。
And we know all about them, so we can use it.
山脇大さん。
That's pretty dead. I still don't get why. Like, I guess it's just so deeply ingrained in themselves about the god thing. I thought it was gonna be like, honestly, I thought if it was a human thing, I thought it would be like some weird drug thing, but seems to just be like ingrained in them since birth. The overwhelming like force of religion driving them for stuff like this. She gasped so hard she forgot to breathe for a moment.
宴をするなと仰せじゃが、しかし。
ごもっともです。それでは語りましょう。 本当の真実の昔を。
A long, long time ago, there lived a god here. It was a mischievous god who fooled people, picked on them, and sometimes even devoured them, starting with the head. Thus the mountain was its sacred ground. It was a dreadful place where no human dared tread. However, humans grew in numbers and lived as they always did. Eventually, the mountain was visited by hunters who wanted to find a new home and place to live. Soon enough, there was a small village here. Of course, the god didn't like that. It sent wild animals, mountain gods, and even the wolves that recently disappeared to torture them. That was when the humans sacrificed 3 of their own. The 3 skulls.
妻とこの子は承知の上でした。
But this is real lore because he actually found the skulls.
僕らの犠牲で皆が末永く幸せに暮らせるなら。
How did he figure this out though? I didn't think of that. Because it seemed like he figured out that there was gonna be 3 people too. Maybe they mentioned that during the Nosato research thing that happened. Like one of the smaller details of like a family of 3 disappeared. That was the most painful lie. It couldn't have been true. The Utami-sama must have wanted to live too. They wanted to live alongside their family. But I would bear the sin of both using the dead as well as killing God.
だからみんなと一緒に笑って獅子と酒をたくさん飲んで食べて、最後の宴の後この川を望む知っていますか？今僕が立っている
They can check it if they still have doubts.
僕ら3人の骨は眠っています。あの山を今どう呼ばれてるか知りませんが、あれを望む社の中でね。何せ怖い神様はあっちの方から狼たちを送り込んできてたから。
そんな、それは知りませんで。
まあ無理もないでしょう。あれからもう600年か。
Long time. I mean, I was gonna say I'm surprised the bones lasted, but that's just normal, right? They find ancient bones all the time.
ちなみにこれは
Older than this.
僕らが人柱になるとき被ったものです。僕らは狼たちの神になることを期待されていた。だから人柱となった僕ら3人は狼様と呼ばれたんです。そう、僕らは600年前に生まれ、100年ほどの間ここを守ることになる神様になったんです。古い恐ろしい神様になり変わってね。
ほうほう。
Waiting for that.
はるちゃん、今は。
いいんだよ、鴨志田近持くん。
おお、僕も知ってるんだな。
あとももっち。でもこの方には
So what's up with her? They're obviously gonna reveal that.
でも君はもう少し聞いてくれるかな。
I guess like since she has the mind reading powers, she knows it's all an act. Because we know that's real. Because she knew about the looping, so. That's right. Mako backing us up.
そっか。メイコちゃんも狼か。
Don't mess with her. She got God's blessing. Yeah, perfect timing.
気にせずお続けなさればよかろう。町のお方。いや、我を下し、はしために貶め、我が意をことごとく奪った。憎んでも憎みきれない。
All under the woman servant, which would be Rokako, or the Umetsus. As Her-chan's voice became dense with rage, those who couldn't understand the situation shuddered.
まあまあ、神様も聞いてください。ここからは僕らにとっても 面白くないお話だ。
With our divine blessing, the village grew large. However, not everyone was happy. Those who were told to protect our grave were made to live here. There was a barren land with little light, lots of mist, and ground hard to traverse. It was made worse by a battle that happened then, and the blood split the river. The place was fearsome, yet they continued to defend our divinity. It was an honor and a respectable cause. But eventually there was an emotional distance between the people living on the mountain and those living here. Those who lived under harsh conditions and those who prospered began to fight and despise each other. After a long peace, they forgot to respect the ones living here. That was when it happened. The people up the mountain put poison in the waterways here. That made a lot of people here ill. And to get back to them for this, that's the water incident, and then it's the mud rebellion thing. I don't know how he got... you can assume the poison or something with the water at least. I don't know. I don't think, like... You know, I'm patting myself on the back, but I'd be surprised if someone, like, guessed some of the stuff he was saying. Not this. This is... I mean, bad example to talk about this here, but all this other stuff. They covered themselves in Sarnaga mud and attacked those living up the mountain. I could still remember it. What a horrible event it was. Women, children, elder... I mean, maybe he's just making a lot of stuff up to make himself look convincing. Because I doubt what he's doing. He's gonna tell the truth and use this to make them stop feasting. End the tradition. But it's a two-part plan, because you can't really just stop feasting while the Midoruma is still doing their thing, right? Women, children, elders, everyone was stabbed, torn apart, or hanged. In the end, the victors were the people living up the mountain. They ate well and had greater numbers after all. However, they became afraid of the people here. They had reason to. We were at their side. They thought that the mud-covered attackers were our divine wrath. The anger of the Utami-sama, the gods they neglected, and their priests treated as cruel. So they decided. I mean, obviously it's fate. Okay, I didn't realize. But it's obviously fate because it's a fate religion. They made it up to control people, so... That they would steal God. And, or maybe it's real, and this is how they formed the religion. But again, I don't think we had any information on this during the Nosato part. After long plans and many dark conspiracies, they successfully stole our divinity. They took our appearance and even our name. They played with great god Utami to create the name Shinai. Then they created his servants, snake, monkey, crow, and spider, and split the divine powers among them. Though we couldn't complain much, considering our own power was stolen from the old god. They began worshipping Shinai-sama, the false god atop the mountain, and made everyone know that they were the rulers of the mountain. They left the people here with the divine remains. We became simple servants. The old god had it even worse. It was called Mujina, badger. Okay, so the badger was actually the boss of the wolves, but then with the religious revolution, it got made the servant of the gods, or servant of the wolves, and was quickly forgotten completely. After all, the ones who benefited from this now were the families worshipping the four servants, the ancestors of the modern-day village heads. And once our divinity and powers were stolen from us, all that was left was the fear. They were still afraid of the god, worshipped by distrusting rebels. Also, you see how they never show Ratato? I'm just saying, we're waiting for the big confrontation. The fear was so significant that they couldn't wash it away. And we became the fearsome divinities, you know, as Yomotsu Utami. It was a fear and reverence closely tied to this place. That's why... Oops. I don't know why both of my monitors just restarted. Sorry about that. I don't know if... I probably didn't affect the video. Freaky. That's why I was always here. As a defeated god alongside the old god. We had no powers. Our powers were now being used by Shinai-sama, Shinai-sama from when he was wearing the disguise of the Wolf Guardian, and finally the other 4 Guardians. I'll say it again. We had no powers.
僕らはこれまで一度も
It's all a
読
farce.
みの宴で人を血祭りにしたことなど
You're
あ
our
りません。
people.
僕らが守るはずだった人たちが死んでいくのをただただ悔しい思いで見殺しにしてきただけです。
悔しかった。
True.
だからわかりますね。読み意味の宴をやっていたのは神ではなく人です。そんな。
Sorry, Nosato. Family heads are kind of dookie. Except for, honestly, the Nosatos kind of seem chill. The rest of them, though, I mean, we don't know much about the Umetsu, besides being prostitutes, I guess. Almost glorified prostitutes. It sounds bad, but the other 2, though, kind of bad.
野里清之助さん、あなたの家は少なくともそのことに抗おうとしていま
Yeah,
したよ。
don't feel too bad, buddy. You were the good ones.
すべてが終わったら蔵の地下を調べてください。野里の家の先々先代から続く戦いの記録を読むことができますよ。本当。
Yeah, we got you, bro.
野里には罪がないのですか？もちろんあります。
They were complicit, but
幾度も宴を演出し、
definitely the
休みず
lesser
の住人たちを
evil.
殺し合わせた身車と、それを知りながらも、
Yeah, those 2. The
実を
bad
とって見
guys.
ぬふりをした樋口と比べれば、野里の家にはまだ咎を注ぐ余地があるかもしれない。それは野里の名を背負うあなた自身のこれからの行いにより決まることでしょう。先達の足跡を追い、すべてのしがらみを解いてください。人が包み隠した歴史は
Sending him on a
人の手で
quest,
紐
man.
解
I
かれ
like
ていれば
that.
なりませんから。
And the fact that we know this just kind of like again, if they ever double checked either the bones or Nosato checks his secret storeroom thing, though he's gonna have to remember the password since we got it for him last time. That like it adds a lot of validity. I don't know, maybe the Mida rumor, like, what the fuck? Maybe this guy is God, though. I don't know. That could also work for the negotiation part.
わかり。
Tiji is being very convincing right now.
しかし、狼様、もう、こんなに霧が立っておる。宴をせなんだら。
Tai's gonna be the hardest since she's the most
いいので
religious.
しょうか。あたしゃ、恐ろしい。
確かに、ここは危険です。身車の手の者が今に
Who's
宴を
interrupting?
しようと。いや、
Oh,
あなた
no,
たちを
we're
止めよう
interrupting
として
ourselves. I thought someone was about to burst out.
でも、心配しないでください。僕の妻が、サラナガを抜ける案内をしますから。
サラナガを
She's just a scared old lady.
恐ろしい。
I kind of like Tai now. I don't know. She's always kind of a neutral character, but at the end of the day, she's just an old lady stuck in her ways like a lot of old ladies. Can't really like hate her or anything.
大丈夫です。僕らは、よもつ狼ですよ。
Everyone grab some guns, grab the blickies, and we'll shoot some dogs. I still don't like. What's the giant werewolf? Was it really just the old man, and it was just like a visual thing that they showed us to like represent him? As like he's like the master corruption taker if the dogs can't handle it. Because obviously, if he's not buff enough to fit in a giant suit. Wouldn't be practical at all. But
ばあちゃん、待ってくれ。
also, we have to do something about the old man. Obviously, he's probably like, what the fuck is happening? He's like the one person, like, if you want a good ending, he can die and it'd be fine, obviously. Okay, Takumi-san, time for him to show up.
あんたが普通じゃないことはわかる。俺のこの休みず生まれの体が
It's crazy how instilled it is, almost to a biological level. It's crazy.
でもだからって
The hold of
信じられる
religion.
かは別だ。
分かっています。室匠さん。僕らがあなたたちを騙して、あなたたちを黄泉に連れて行くのではないと。
It's a little sketchy, especially going through the Saranada. I don't blame them.
皆さんをまとめる若頭として、
Where's the... We didn't see the reporters either. Were they not invited?
あんた
Maybe
どこまで俺たち
honestly, maybe since they don't really believe in this dot thing and Hashimoto's so like smart, they might uncover something sus about this and might like argue with us, so maybe we don't want that headache.
すべて知っています。
Of course I did. I knew everyone here. Yeah, bonus of looping. I'd looped around here way too many times not to know. They were all just normal, good people. Except for like 1 and 2, I guess, whatever is happening with Rikato. They bore their poverty and unfair circumstances while stressfully surviving their days like anyone else. That was why they always killed each other.
そうですね。最後に、皆さんそれぞれに言っておきたいことがあります。
Now, Utami-sama, it was time for work. I needed your divinity to help me save your adherents. This... Oh, wait. We'll just see.
匠さん、
No speculation right now.
僕らは知っています。あなたが8年前の読み意味の宴の犠牲者たちをそうとは知らされずに埋葬する姿を、衝突しがちな小さな女の子芹沢千恵美さんを何かにつけて守ってあげる姿を、病で死に瀕し虐げられながらもこの休みずのために何度も戻って
The
きた
cholera man.
その力強く優しい他の誰が思わずとも不死吉の守り神だった僕らはあなたに深く感謝します。
俺は
Did a good job, Takumi.
いずれ里は開かれ、古きものと新しきものが混じり合うでしょう。そこには必ずすれ違いやいがみ合いが起きるでしょう。そんな時、あなたは苦悩するでしょう。迷うでしょう。しかし、己を信じ、考え抜けば、きっと融和の道が開ける。あなたがそうある限り、神は、山は、あなたに報いるでしょう。信じてください。
分かった。
That's no. Kanzo.
牧島勘三さん、僕らは知っています。あなたがこれまで2つの宴を超え、
It worked so well with the... It's actually a pretty great plan. It'd be so hard to pull this off without all the knowledge we just inherently gained through like the whole game.
その重圧のために孫娘にすらまともに顔向けできなくなったことを。
やめてくだせ。孫はそれを。
Aww. So that's like... So the Badger God also is just real and is really possessing Haru. I guess is what's happening.
でも大丈夫。あなたの孫娘は十分に、いや、100分、1000分に値するほど強い。そうだね、牧島春さん。
おじいちゃん、私、父さんと母さんが宴で死んだって。おじいちゃんが。
春、すまん。わしのせいですまん。
いいの？だから一緒にお墓参りしよう。春はここにいるんだから。
宴は僕がやめさせます。 だからあなたはこれからは
Everyone hold hands. Form a circle. Friendship circle. No killing.
信じてください。
Ty! We're going through everyone. Where's my tot? Dude, I mean, we're not gonna talk to her.
あなたがこれまで
I know. They know I want it.
真摯に
They're saving it
信心を注いでこ
for
られたのを
later.
僕は見てきま
Because
した。
this is all about God and religion. Obviously, she should be in the conversation, but we know.
たとえ信頼明神やお守りたちが
I wonder if anyone got to this point and didn't think that was Rokako. Who knows, man?
僕は見てきました。あなたの人生はとても尊いものです。
Sorry for like hanging you that one time.
お
Felt kind of bad,
私
but we had no
は
choice.
私はただそう言うてほしくて。
若い子たちのことは少しだけ多めに見てあげてください。そして正しい物語を伝えてあげてください。そして信じてください。
当然ですわよ。
Osato!
清之助さん、
Time for your props?
あなたにはさっき言ったと
Or we already gave it.
付け加えるなら、あなたはできる人なんだから、あとは少し心を広くお持ちなさい。
True.
上下関係ではなく、手を取り合って進むことを、あなたは大学時代に経験しているはずだ。安水の皆さんは、十分に認めるべき才能にあふれた方々です。そして、あなたと組んでいろいろするのは楽しかったですから、卑下することはない。何の
The weeb taught, the research.
いえ、何でも。ただ、信じてください。承知。
Who's next? Tyri? Oh, yo!
香織さん。
Damn, I'm good. The pecking
あ
order.
なたほど大変な
Kinda.
目を見た母親を
Well, not really, but
僕はこれまで知らない。夫を読み意味の宴で亡くし、こんな場所に住まわされ、
place where your husband died, basically.
二人を育てた。
あの人はやはり
First to
覚
go.
悟はありました。
ただ、あなたはもっと自分を誇るべきだ。息子ではなく、自分をね。
Wonder what we're gonna say to the old man.
そもそも、あなた
Are
は
we
息
just
子
gonna out
だけ
him?
じゃない。この場の全員を美味しい食事で幸せにしてきた。それならば、あなた自身を幸せにすることだってできるし、他のみんなも、あなたを幸せにしなきゃ公平じゃないんですから。ね、たくみさん。
Yeah, you two go for it, man.
ああ、その通りだ。
Be happy.
そしてあなたも、信じてください。香織さん。
ええ、神様。
森部。
Yasunada.
僕にはわかりません。あなたを信じるべきか。
True.
少な
But
くと
so
も
is the feast, so
合理性はない
might as well believe in something that isn't gonna kill your neighbors and friends.
ああ、君はそれでいい。最後まで考えて警戒していなさい。夜道を抜けて安全な場所に至る。
You'll be
その
alright,
最後
kid.
まで気を抜いちゃいけない。ただ、それが終わったら少し力を抜いてみたらどうだい？君は若いのに気を張りすぎて生きてる。勉強とかも少しサボって本当にやりたいことってのを探してみたらどうだい？そうすれば君のお母さんが自分のことをどれだけ愛しているか 気づく余裕も生まれるさ。
安永、
お見通しですか？
Yeah, the mom problems.
そして全てが終わった時には改めて信じてください。
わかりました。
織部義嗣君、
The punk.
俺は信じね
ああ、君もまたそれでいい。君も兄貴と同じだ。責任感が強くてお母さんのことが大好きで、それら全てに不安を持っている当たり前の少年。
It's actually just a phase.
そして
The rebellious
兄貴
phase.
が頭で戦うのに対し、君は肝っ玉で戦うことができる男だ。君は君でもっと自由に暴れられる場所を探してみるといい。頭より根性がいる分野なんていくらでもある。
You like a firefighter or something.
兄貴の
That's
背中
a
じゃな
super
く
gutsy job.
未踏の道を追い求めなさい。あと、お母さんを大事にな。確かな絆があっても、きつい言葉は少しずつ、それを弱らせるものだよ。
義継。
一般論として信じなさい。
え。わかったよ。
Who's left? I think that's almost everyone. Oh wait, Mochi.
もっち、
待ちくたびれたぞ。
Your turn for the head pats
君は別に
and
信じ
lessons.
なくていいや。
ほう。
でも、面白そうだろ。この先、何が起きるか。
だな。
オッケー。楽しみにしてなさい。ただあれだ。自分が興味ないと思ってるものが、興味深いものにつながってるかもしれない。いつか、興味が湧くかもしれない。例えば、人の気持ちとか、
You and
恋
Haru.
心とかな。
恋ねえ。
そういうのも、目を向けてみな。でないといずれ何かを失っても、痛みにすら気づけないぞ。本当はもう、全部わかってるんだろ。
わかんないけど、わかったよ。
Oh,
私
Haru.
ははるちゃん。いな、神様。
なんじゃ狼
あ、ここで一つみんなの誤解を解こう。安永くん、
Okay, that's what I thought.
この方は、
Can't really explain the mind reading about knowing the looping without it.
そりゃあおかしい。僕らの秘密のスーパーハルちゃんなんだから。
Super secret super Haru-chan.
ああ、きっかけはそうだ。両親を失い、祖父からも冷たくされ、大人の気を引きたくて、小さなハルちゃんが生み出したイナ。復活させてしまった神様さ。
Yeah, I was trying to say maybe it started as a personality thing and then, well, maybe this still means it. And then it let the god in till she was pretty much willing because of the personality thing going on.
なんじゃそれは。
まあ、説明すると難しいんですが、
At least that's my headcanon right now.
皆さん全員の中に神様はいます。なぜなら、皆さんが不死吉という地で生まれ、育ってきたという厳然たる事実があるから。だからあなたたちは、僕らには逆らえない。かつて大昔、夕霧立つ日に、僕らを殺した後ろめたさが、神様の記憶として受け継がれてるから。それよりもさらに昔、山という闇に怯え暮らし、ひたすら安穏を願って祈りを捧げた記憶があるから。だから、はるちゃんが嘘の仮面を作ろうとしたときに、記憶の中の
Yeah,
神様を
okay.
完
what
全
I
な
thought.
形で蘇らせることができてしまった。 だからハルちゃんは神様でありハルちゃんなんです。
Hey. Weird.
そうだね、ハルちゃん。
それを暴いてどうするの？人から見れば私はただ
Well, these people won't if they believe we're God. It's not like they're gonna think we're lying about it.
そして貴様も狂っておられよう。幾千で落ちてここにいたり神をもだ。
いいえ、ハルちゃん。そしていいえ、神様。ハルちゃんは狂ってない。僕も神様。
Yeah, the time you fucking possess Meito? Can't do that shit.
でも君には
And ourself.
それすらも自分のものにしてしまえるとても強い芯がある。
I wonder if God was able to possess us just because of how long we've been here. Technically, with all the looping, it almost makes us like an honorary Yasumizu citizen, which kind of opened that gate. Same with Meito, I guess.
いずれ神様が出てこなくなっても君の強さは残る。この先安水を救うのは君だと確信する。だから君は悪くなれ。どんな他人の押し付けの正しさからも自由な美しい悪になって自由自在に羽ばたいてくれ。その力強さがきっとこの地の人々すべてを引っ張り上げる原動力になるだろう。僕らは、いや、僕はそれが見てみたいんだ。
できるかな。
You did it before. You can do it
千里眼
again.
でもう見たからね。
勝手なことを言うな。千里眼は蛇に奪われた。この娘の体は我のものじゃ。出てこなくなる。甘く見なさるな。山は読み、読みは闇じゃ。この地に人が絶えぬ限り、人から恐れが消えぬ限り、我は滅びぬ。
You're trying to change that.
ええ、知っています。
は？
誰があなたを滅ぼそうなどと言いましたか？
Just be like nice, you know? Be chill.
あなたがいなかったら、僕らがいなくなった後、誰がこの場所の神になるんですか？まあ、昔のような好き放題はできないでしょうけどね。外はいろんな神やら概念やらで大騒ぎですから。
Don't want to meet Jesus in a fist fight.
それで
That's all
も、
I'm saying.
この場所はあなたの庭で、ここにいるみんながあなたの家族です。もう、忘れられた神という孤独に生きなくてもいいでしょう。あなたは復権してください。
待たれよ。
皆さん、僕ら狼は今日をもって休
We're
み
retiring.
そして不死の神ではなくなります。
Okay, no pep talk to the old man. Okay, I thought he might like reveal
僕ら
him
から
or
生まれた
whatever.
神内明神もお守りもすべての真意は見事復活を果たされた古の神へと返します。彼女の社を建て祀ってください。
Haru, you're a god now.
彼女の
Congrats.
真意を
It's definitely an
恐れ
upgrade.
てください。かつて人柱に意を奪われ、作り物の神に踏みつけられながらも、人柱と手を結び、神座に返り咲いた彼女の物語。そして、彼女の名前を語り始め、そして、
Obviously, the Midoruma didn't know that, but well, I was gonna say, didn't find it weird that she can just walk around at night, technically, like that one time in the first route. But again, I guess that was like near the end of the route, and it's not like they were gonna do anything about it. And I guess God probably liked, like, obviously she wanted to be God, and it's showing in this conversation how like shocked almost she is, but she probably did somewhat like being in a little bit of control, like being in control of the dodge and stuff, because it felt like she had like some semblance of power that she once had. But yeah, this is like the proper way to do
つい
it.
でに狼とか他のお守りとか新内さんのこともちょろっと書き添えておいてくださいね。歴史的経緯を残すことは大事ですし、忘れられたらそれはそれで困るんで。お願いしましたよ、皆さん。
They nodded.
そうすればやがては滅びる人の器にこだわらずとも良いでしょうね、神様。
See no Ratato, dude. And you made God cry.
ああ、泣かないでください。はるちゃんが戸惑っちゃいますよ。
すまぬ。すまぬな。
さっきああ言った手前、人には優しくしてやってくださいね。
約束する。
So if this dot can control the wild dots, then at least the Midoruma can't just use the dots to kill everyone if Haru just keeps them away. So that's kind of solving the solution a bit.
本当にありがとう。我は嬉しいぞ。町のみな、狼殿。
ああ、はるちゃんぐっしゃぐしゃだ。ほら、ハンカチとかないけど。この
Dress is coming and useful.
もっちってば、なんか本当にぶれないな。己だけは最後まで我を恐れまい
That
な。
already blossoming relationship right here.
うん。はるちゃんははるちゃんだ。神様も含めてはるちゃんだ。
That's nice.
社ができるまで
So God always liked Haru.
我も
Or,
守ってくれるか。
Mochi.
はるちゃんのついでにね。やっすん、そういうことでいい？
ああ、僕の妹をよろしく頼む。
Might have, yeah, you know, fully put her in the friend zone right now. Just for the best.
じっちゃん、
Oh.
その格好
Oh, I thought old man. Ron old man. Hey, those clothes are sick.
はるちゃんは？
I like those clothes, man. It's good drip. And there's the water bottle they talked about before, an episode or two ago, with the rabbit. Kind of forgot that was part of her drip. Or yeah, I guess with the Kanzo episode.
これからのもっち次第。
オッケー。
あとここまでありがとう、
Hey,
春秋。
don't drop my name.
ま、そういうことだから。
Guess it doesn't matter at this point.
ああ、
Goodbye, Haru-chan.
一つ連絡です。これが済んだら、皆さん10分以内に最低限の荷物をまとめて、皿長に降りてください。
Can Ratato just like restart the dream so this never happens? I guess we're gonna deal with her before she can do that.
そこに僕の妻がいます。彼女の指示に従
Who's the
って
wife?
脱出してください。
Everyone complied.
あと、狼じじいさん、あなただけ
You're not coming with
広場に
us,
残っててく
you
ださい。
little sicko.
さて、ごめんね。待たせて。芹沢千恵美さん。
嫌よ。
I thought if anything she would pretend to be the wife.
君のこれまでは、神様
Or
の
maybe
意
the
を
wife is the
下
sheep.
道の悪意によっ
Sheep
て踏みに
cashier
じられた
girl.
人生だった。
If that's even possible. I don't think so. Maybe Rotato's done chasing the sheep girl. I forgot they said that. Oh, they might come after me. I gotta book it.
嫌だって言ってるでしょ。
君は恐れ、もだえ苦しみ、周りと衝突をしながらも力を求めた。その結果、君には僕らや神様が見えるようになった。
あなたは神様じゃない。
その結果、君は神を手にかける資格を得るに至った。
様は殺せない。
普通はそうだ。でも、殺せないわけじゃない。名を与え、後継を廃し、その資格を受けし英雄が生まれ、そのための武器を手に取れば。
Basically, he made everyone agree. Yeah.
神は殺
It's
せ
how you kill a religion. Convince its followers not to follow it anymore. Obviously, it's hard to do with large-scale stuff, but stuff like this in Yasumizu, which is extremely small, it's a lot easier.
資
If you
格
can
は
convince them like this.
他ならぬ僕が与えよう。僕の娘、こっちへおいで。
You're up, Meito.
あなたをやりたくなんかない。
I called Meito over and hugged her tightly.
さあ、構えなさい。
A sawed-off shotgun slipped out of her sleeve. It's like fate bullets, but it's like she didn't know what was happening, so you gotta think those are real bullets. She couldn't resist at
こ
all.
こまで本当によく頑張りました。
At this moment, I felt like I was speaking for someone other than me.
これで最後のお願いです。撃ちなさい。
The barrel spewed fire, and my body still holding Meito soared into the air. Great place to stop, I guess, actually, with all the ellipses. Good episode. At first I was a little iffy because he was dropping all this knowledge that may or may not be real, though it is clearly real about the 3 people sacrificed and, you know, the god being overturned. And I was like, we didn't learn that. How'd Haruaki guess that shit? But as it went on, especially with the talk with each and every one of them about their good traits, using the loop knowledge to really put this act together was really good, I thought. So yeah, thanks for watching. Obviously, it's not complete yet, but step 1 is stopping the villagers from killing each other good. I think if the Mead Room are able to view this and they're like, what the fuck? I think this could go a long way with negotiating with them. Probably like leaving the old man behind. They can also like make a deal with them about getting the old man to just, you know, tell them where the human trafficking document is and sort of sort that out. And obviously with Rikato not showing up, it's clearly Rikato. I mean, we knew this for a bit. So we still have to have a confrontation with her. So that's exciting stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Raging Loop, and I will see you next time. See how it goes.